Welcome back to the Entrepreneurial Spirit Guide Podcast. I'm Nai, the Entrepreneurial Spirit Guide, your host and guide on this entrepreneurial journey. I'm so glad you're here for episode 3 because in this episode, we're diving into a topic that every entrepreneur faces at some point: self doubt. Have you ever wondered how much further you'd be if self doubt didn't hold you back? If you stopped questioning your abilities and started trusting yourself fully? If you ever wondered, am I good enough? Do I have what it takes? What if I fail? You're not alone. Self doubt can show up in so many ways, from hesitating to take action to second guessing your decisions. But here's the good news: self doubt doesn't have to hold you back. In this episode, we're going to explore why self doubt shows up and how it impacts entrepreneurs, identify the most common triggers of self doubt, and walk through practical strategies to overcome self doubt and build confidence. By the end of this episode, you'll have tools to shift from self doubt to self assurance so you can show up fully in your entrepreneurial journey and achieve your goals. Let's dive in. Let's start by exploring why self doubt is so common among entrepreneurs. Self doubt often shows up when we're stepping outside of our comfort zones, when we're doing something new, unfamiliar, or challenging. As entrepreneurs, we're constantly doing this: launching a new product, pitching to clients, putting our ideas out into the world. We're always taking risks and exposing ourselves to potential criticism. The next time you feel self doubt creeping in, remember this: it's not a sign that you're failing, it's actually a sign that you're growing. Every time we step outside our comfort zone, self doubt tries to keep us safe. But safe isn't where breakthroughs happen. Early in my entrepreneurial journey, I remember feeling incredibly unsure of myself. I kept thinking, what if people don't take me seriously? What if no one wants to buy what I'm offering? What if people say no? What if they think I'm not qualified? But over time, I realized that the voice of self doubt wasn't a reflection of my abilities, it was just fear of the unknown. And once I acknowledged that, I could move forward. Self doubt is just a feeling, it doesn't define my ability to succeed. Now that we understand why self doubt shows up, let's identify some of the most common triggers that entrepreneurs face. Recognizing these triggers is the first step to overcoming them. One of the biggest culprits of self doubt is comparing yourself to others. Whether it's scrolling through social media or looking at someone else's success and thinking, I'll never be as good as them. It's important to remember that you're seeing someone's highlight reel, not their behind the scenes or what's going on in the background. Every entrepreneur is on his or her own unique journey, and comparing yourself to them only distracts you from your own path. Another major trigger is the fear of failing, making mistakes, disappointing others, or not living up to your own expectations. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's actually a stepping stone to success. Every successful entrepreneur has faced failures along the way. What matters is how you respond and what you learn from these failures. There's also perfectionism. Perfectionism can fuel self doubt. When you set impossibly high standards for yourself, it's really easy to feel like you're falling short, even when you're doing great work. What you need to do is focus on progress over perfection. Remember, your good enough is often more than enough for your audience or for your clients. At this point, I want you to think about these triggers. Which of these triggers, comparison, fear of failure, or perfectionism, resonates most with you? Take a moment to reflect on how it's shown up in your entrepreneurial journey. You can totally pause this episode at this time, think about this, and when you're ready, come back and join me. So, we've explored why self doubt shows up and what triggers it. Now, let's talk about how to overcome it. Here are 5 actionable strategies you can start using today. The first strategy is to acknowledge your self doubt. Instead of ignoring or fighting it, say to yourself, I hear you, but don't let it dictate your actions. You don't have to fight self doubt to move forward. You just have to name it and take the next step anyway. Another strategy is to reframe your negative thoughts and challenge self doubt with evidence of your strengths and achievements. What can you do here? Well, you can create a wins list where you write down past accomplishments, positive feedback, or moments when you overcame a challenge. And also, you can celebrate small wins. Every small win, such as sending that email you were nervous about or completing that project, is proof that you're making progress. A third strategy is to take small, courageous actions. Action builds confidence because it shows what you're capable of. For example, if you're doubting your ability to land a new client, take one small step, like reaching out to someone in your network or sharing your services on social media. Fourth is to surround yourself with supportive people. Self doubt thrives in isolation, so it's important to surround yourself with people who believe in you and who believe in your vision. Here's a tip: seek out mentors, join entrepreneurial communities, connect with friends who uplift and encourage you. This is the kind of positive space that you want to be in. And finally, focus on your why. Whenever you feel consumed by self doubt, reconnect with your why. Why did you start your entrepreneurial journey? Who are you helping? How are you making a difference? Imagine a version of yourself who feels confident and capable. Picture yourself taking bold action and achieving your goals. I want you to hold on to that image as you move forward. Keep it in the back of your mind. Go back to it anytime self doubt creeps in. Use this image to get you back on track. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a reflection and an action step to help you implement what we've covered today. Think about the last time self doubt held you back. What triggered it, and how could you approach that situation differently now? This week, I challenge you to create your wins list. Write down at least 5 accomplishments or positive experiences from your entrepreneurial journey. Keep this list somewhere visible so you can refer to it whenever self doubt shows up. I'd love to celebrate your wins with you, so if you're comfortable, share one of your wins with me on Instagram at the Entrepreneurial Spirit Guide. You never know, it might inspire another entrepreneur to keep going. So, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Entrepreneurial Spirit Guide podcast. I hope you feel encouraged and empowered to face self doubt head on and replace it with confidence. Next week, we're diving into a powerful topic: how to shift limiting beliefs that might be quietly sabotaging your success. If you've ever thought, oh, I'm not good at coming up with new ideas, or I could never achieve high levels of sales, this episode will help you. It will help you to rewrite those beliefs and create a mindset that supports your growth. Until then, stay inspired, stay intentional, and keep moving forward with purpose. Always remember that you got this.